So I showed you a couple clips of the front being done. I still have the the air hose to put on, but as you can see, it turned out, it's really hard to get good lighting to actually see it, but it turned out really nice. And I'm going to show you how to get there now with the back. So picking up where we left off on the front, I did a rough sanding on this / filing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse. I'm going to get this all cleaned up, and the holes back for where the coupler cut lever and the MU hoses and the air hose will be. And then I'm going to show you just a couple other things on how I get it smoothed out. So here we go. All right, here we are. It's looking pretty darn good. Filled in all the gaps. Now, one thing that I'm going to do, or that I do, is I take some 400 grit sandpaper. After I'm done filing, I'll just hit it with 400. It really gives you a smooth surface and takes out any of the sort of rougher edges that you get with the file. So I got that done. Now I'm just going to punch out for where the coupler cut bars go and MU hoses. Alright, so I have punched out the spots for the holes, or for the details, and now what I'm going to do, this is ready for paint. Alright, here we are with it painted. Now I'm going to, I brush this on with just a small paintbrush, and then I have different sizes too for different applications. So this is actually a rather large one, and this is usually what I get for doing all of this. Now since I brush it on, you're probably looking at patches and saying, oh man, but I do it in coats, so several layers of, now they're light layers, so you can see I did miss a spot or two here and there, but that's okay. Just keep going over it in light coats if you're going to brush it on. So in the meantime, here are the MU hoses that come on the MTH model. And here is my version of it. Now, oops. All I do is I cut these right down the middle with just a pair of snips or scissors. Just cut them, and then I'll take this 1/16 inch heat shrink tubing. You can also use little pieces of wire as well, the coating on the wire, so that'll work just as well. Now with the heat shrink tubing, you could just use a heat gun or a soldering iron, and you can heat it up and then hold it in a position that you want it to stay, such as like this, have them bent out a little bit, and then just blow on it a couple times and it will stay just like that. And then if you ever want to move them, you just heat them up, move them to where you want, and let them cool back down, and they stay. So heat shrink tubing or little pieces of wire. All right, so 6080, the one that we're working on. I've went ahead and did up the front. Now, I just showed you the MU hoses and the terrible lighting in this room. There we go. So this is what it'll look like after it's completed. Now, I'm going to show you guys using this railing how I got the extended rail like this on this side. And then on the back, I'll show you how I got these to be extended. Now, I haven't quite glued those in yet. And then on the back side, just like this. And so I went ahead and did like we were talking. I sanded it all down and painted it black. So now I am ready to install the detail parts. I think I'm going to do one more coat of black and then we'll install. So we're going to go ahead and reattach the detail parts. And then if you get one that's a little stubborn, you can take a really small flathead screwdriver and just push on it a little bit and seat it in. So I'm going to go ahead and install these coupler cut levers. And it's a little bit finicky because you have the four rings that hold it on. So I always get one side started and then just use my tweezers. If I get that first one pressed in, you can use your tweezers and press the other ones in. So then we're left with this, and again I did it the wrong way, but as you can see,